All right, testing. Testing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We are live, folks. What is up, everyone? And welcome to another episode of Weeb Talk, episode 17. Oh. The mic almost fell on me, but hey, got that reflexes, you know what I'm saying? For this Weeb Talk episode, I'm gonna be talking about a lot of cool stuff. So let's go ahead and get into it. And actually, before I do this, I actually did a recording of this last time, and apparently, I couldn't go I couldn't go longer than an hour and 30 minutes for some reason. So I think I don't know. It could be my computer that's doing that, or it could be anything else. I don't know, but it is what it is. I think just for this podcast episodes, it's just it's tough, man. Sometimes just with anything with technology, it just I don't know. It depends, but maybe next time I'll get a better PC and the RAM or the won't be such a pain in the butt, especially if I'm gonna be recording stuff like this. If I'm gonna go more than an hour onto a topic, but otherwise, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get straight into it. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I have 9 topics I'm gonna be talking about for tonight. So those are Fairy Tail, Survivor Series WarGame, filler arcs in anime, best RPG games in my opinion, my experience with the Redpill and Manosphere, Adin Ross and Kanye West interview, anime girls who will win, Son Goku from DBZ or Son Goku from Saiyuki, and anime be mainstream in its overall effect on media and entertainment world. So I think I don't know how I do time skips on here, but I'll see if I could do it for this episode here, where I'll just add some time skips to it, and then maybe later on for my episodes I did before with this version of the Weeb Talk episodes from I think episode 7, I'll add a time placement where you can check out certain things. But anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's go ahead and get started with Fairy Tail. So I feel like a lot of people have a misconception on Fairy Tail, thinking that Fairy Tail is basically, a friendship power anime where it's just in order to defeat a bad guy, it's really just the power of friendship, and power of friendship will overcome everything. And honestly, I do agree that to a certain extent, if that's the main drive of it, and there's no substance behind it, then yeah, it's pretty stupid at times. But I wouldn't say it's overall bad or anything. It just depends on who is writing it. If someone's writing it pretty good, then it's hey, that's kind of cool to have that. But if they're doing it poorly, they're doing a poor job at that, then yeah, it's a problematic trope. But otherwise, it's not too bad. But I feel some people think oh, that's just the only thing that Fairy Tail is, when in reality that's not. Because the thing about Fairy Tales is it actually can be a dark series at times if you really, really think about it. I mean, yeah, you have a Fairy Tail guild doing their thing, and there's magic and stuff. Yeah, that's pretty cool. But there's also stuff going on. There's dragons. There's also people going to kill you because of it, and all types of stuff. But that's just the tame thing. Anything that can happen, even in real life, you'll still have to encounter danger here and there. But what I'm really talking about is just the story element, because I feel people kind of just underestimate how dark the story can actually get. And what I'm talking about here is more specifically going on with, of course, the ending of Fairy Tail with Natsu and Zeref. I'll get into that a little bit. But I'm talking about this certain tournament arc that they were in. Let me see if I can pull that up just real quick, because I forgot to do that the last time I was recording. So I'm gonna do that just real quick to show you guys the dark tournament arc that was going on. It was the Grand Magic Games. Yep, that was the Grand Magic Game arc. In case everyone doesn't quite remember, so 7 years has passed since whatever happened to like the Fairy Tail Guild. I think from what I can remember, it was a dragon. I really don't remember his name. It's related to Zeref. Um, the dragon ends up like putting them in such like a bad situation that like I think the first guild master of the Fairy Tail had to put all the core members in like what was it, like they were like crystallized or something, like they were just stuck, their bodies were stuck for like 7 years. So kind of like what happened with like Aang and to a certain extent Link from Breath of the Wild, where like they were like put in I can't say a coma, but just it was they were basically like stuck in time, essentially, in like a status. I think I forgot what the word for like staying still in like or frozen time, or frozen time, essentially. So they were like frozen time for like a while. So for Aang's, there's a similarity actually. Aang and Link from Breath of the Wild, they were both like stuck in time or whatever, or just like recovering from what had happened to them for like 100 years. Whereas like it's a similar case with the Fairy Tail guilds, but it was only for 7 years. So it doesn't like take like 100 years like how they did it. It was just like it was a good 7 years. Like the characters there, like the minor ones, got older and all types of stuff, and Fairy Tail was like made fun of because their core members is like either dead or they're assumed to be dead or whatever. But yeah, it takes place right after that particular arc where they found dragons and all this other stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna have to rewatch Fairy Tales at some point, but otherwise, yeah, it was a Grand Magic Games. They were doing stuff, in Tournament Arc, and it started to get really dark when a mysterious figure, which I'll like get into in a minute, pops up out of nowhere. Talks about something cryptic about what's about to happen and stuff like that. And then I think later on in this like particular episode, Gray, the main cast in the Fairy Tale that we all like grew up to love and like, because of the fact that his relation with Natsu and everyone else, and also just the fact that he has a really interesting story, ends up getting killed legitimately. Like, I think he was protecting that ice chick, Jalal, or not Jalal, but Jalil, or something like that. Because I think it was either it was a demon or something that like just straight up killed Gray. Just like he was like dead. It was insane, guys. Like, I'm not sure if I could pull it up because like I don't want to. I want to avoid like copyright issues. But in case you guys want to see it for yourselves, I think they have it on Crunchyroll or somewhere right there. Don't mind the background; it's my brother playing and stuff. But it's what was it? Snap. Hold on. Again, it was that episode where it's just like Gray gets shot and killed by beams. Beams. It was insane, guys. And like it just got more dark and dark. I think Rogue and Sting had a bigger involvement in the story too, even more so with Rogue becoming like a main baddie. It turns out, especially when we get into like the stuff with like the mysterious girl here in a minute. But like it just got more dark until like I think the girl ends up trying to like reverse time to like make sure that like Gray doesn't die and stuff. And all types of stuff. It was getting insane, dude. It really was. Because I was like thinking, wait, Gray? It all started when Gray gets shot and killed. By beams. Beams! It was insane, man. And then, like, it turns out the mysterious girl was revealed to be Lucy. So apparently, in the future, I'm assuming like dragons started popping up out of nowhere, demons and all types of stuff was like wreaking havoc. Rogue becomes like a villain, does the most there, and yeah, most of the guys were dead, and then I think even Natsu too, the future Natsu, was killed as well while fighting that guy, which was insane to think about. But otherwise, yeah, that happened. And then in the main story, Lucy, the future Lucy, ends up getting killed by Rogue, which like prompts like Natsu to like use the power of friendship, of course, but at the same time, it's really his like lover or whatever and stuff, which I'll get into another time. But otherwise, yeah, it got good, man. It really got good because I was just like thinking, wait, this is kind of dark because like these are characters that are very, very, very important to the fairy tale series, and then like one of them just like dies. It's insane. It'll be like if they like killed off Sasuke in like Naruto Shippuden. Yeah, that would just shut a whole chain reaction of a lot of stuff going on, man. Like, think about it. That would be kind of crazy. Or maybe Bakugo dying too, which I don't know. I feel like that might happen in My Hero Academia. I don't know. Like, I haven't caught up with that, but I heard in that story that is starting to get really good and dark too. And then Deku is going through a character change too. Like I don't know, like something happened to him too. Just as much as like something happened to like Eren in a horrible way, which I'll get into another time. But yeah, anyways, I just want everyone to know that Fairy Tail is more than just power fantasy, friendship, this and that. It's a lot deeper than that, especially when you like really pay attention to the story. Oh, and let's also get to the ending part too, where like Natsu is revealed to be like a what was it? He's revealed to be Zera's brother, but not entirely, because like he's a reincarnation of the brother that got killed a long time ago, like a long time ago during a plague, I think. And like Zera lost his mother and father and also his brother to something, and he basically took the blood of his like little brother and then made a reincarnation of the brother who just so happens to be Natsu. And yeah, it got insane, dude, because I was like, wow, so like Natsu is more than just like a kid that was, I thought like he was born from a dragon, but it looks like it's not entirely true. But even then, I'm like, that's crazy. So but still, like I forgot the dragon's name that was like Natsu's father. He was awesome, and rest in peace to him too. Like, I think he ends up dead in the story, but otherwise, yeah, he was a cool dude. Like, he really treated like Natsu like a a son and stuff. So hey, best father of the year, man. But otherwise, yeah, that fight between Natsu and Zera was really good, and I think Zera was trying to like restart everything back to how it was before, to like become a god again or whatever, and then Natsu stopped him from even daring to do all that, and that was it, really. I mean, he just got defeated, and then I think Fairy Tail moved on. But while that was happening, they also did another time skip with that, but honestly, I think I'm gonna save that for another time. But anyways, how are we doing with time? 13 minutes. So basically, I just explained a lot of things that I did explain a lot further and details with when I was first recording. So this is kind of interesting that I now just got it done in like 13 minutes. So that's a record, I guess. Guinness World Record. I was able to literally get a point across in 13 minutes than the last time I was recording, which took me about almost 47 minutes. So, I guess so. But anyways, let's get back to topic here. But yeah, Fairy Tail, pretty good anime. Definitely recommend watching it, especially for beginners. That's definitely a beginner's anime as well. And just, yeah, it's fun, it's good, and yes, it is power friendship and all that other stuff, but it's so good. And then I also recommend like another related thing with magic and stuff will be like the what was it, the Magi, the anime with the Magi. So Magi, what was it called? Oh yeah, the Magi, the Labyrinth of Magic, and also prequel, which is talk about like Sinbad, I think. The Legend of Sinbad, or Adventure of Sinbad. That's what it's called. So I would recommend checking out Magi, the Labyrinth of Magic, the sequel to the Labyrinth of Magic, and also the prequel with Sinbad. Like that, those are really good. Like, My favorite character of the Magi series is obviously Sinbad, because he's just so freaking cool. And a chat too, like he's dope, man. Like, if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. So, like, if you guys want to check that one out, go ahead. I think I'll talk about the Magi on another time, but I honestly would rather prefer to rewatch like the series to at least like remember certain things, because like with these types of animes, I do remember like certain points in the story, but I have to like refresh my mind off a few things to like at least like remember. Kind of like with like Legend of Zelda too. Like, I have a vast knowledge with that, but it's like, I want to like refresh my memories with like a few theories on like what's going on with the story, with the Zonai, with the Breath of the Wild, to even like the older games with like Twilight Princess, Ocarina of Time, the Fallen timeline, which is like a whole debacle, because apparently, the hero is either defeated or is its own like Fallen timeline, all types of stuff. It is confusing. Like, the Legend of Zelda timeline is very, very confusing, and I know it's overwhelming because I'm talking about it. But guys, it definitely does not compare to Kingdom Hearts timeline. Good luck doing a timeline on Kingdom Hearts, because oh my god, is that like the most insane thing ever. You would think like the Kingdom Hearts series, especially with its other games that has like the version 1.00 whatevers, you would think that stuff is like, filler, or just an add-on to something. No, guys, everything and anything is canon. Even if you think like it's not canon, it is. So, yeah, whatever. Anyways, I'll talk about that another time. But anyways, that's it for Fairy Tail. Make sure you guys check it out. And yeah, so about it. How are we doing time? Okay, we're doing pretty good. Okay, so next one we're gonna be talking about Survivor Series WarGame 2022. So I now just got caught up with the highlights of the Survivor Series WarGame, and it's really, really good, guys. Like, it's the best pay-per-view I've ever seen. Like, ever since SummerSlam 2022, and just like, Triple H taking over, the regime, like, as a head of creatives and stuff, it's been good, guys. It's been insane. Like, the wrestlers have been putting in a lot of work, with their bodies and everything, and even like telling like a really great story too, which is really awesome. So, like, my personal favorites are like the War Games, of course. Come on now, the War Games. I know like some people are like thinking from like, actually no, I don't think you guys are thinking about that, but let's just say, I don't know, we'll just go with it. There might be some people that be like, oh, what you know about War Games? Like the moleheads that be saying, oh, what you know about War Games? Back in my day, it would be, from WCW back in the day, where we would see NWO and sometimes the Four Horsemen going at it and stuff. And it's like, right. I got to see that later in my life. Reminder, I was born in 2000, so I wouldn't remember stuff like that going on, including WCW, at all, because how the heck was I supposed to know about that, other than maybe a few times, they have mentioned that, but that was later in my life, and, I started watching that. But besides that debacle, Survivor Series WarGame was pretty good, and, it definitely reminds me of like the NXT War Games that I think they're still on WWE. So if you guys want to check that one out, go ahead. It's really, really good. Even has like Keith Lee and all that good jazz. You know what I'm saying? So like definitely check that one out. But this Survivor Series War Game it's interesting, guys. Like the women's one, better match, I would say. They were definitely putting their bodies on the line. And there was a lot of like fun spots there too, and it was great, man. Like, who would have thought that there would be a War Games with women in it, and not even just women in it, strong, independent, amazing women that can kick your ass. Kind of like that whole thing that Spike Spiegel used to say back in that good old Cowboy Bebop movie with Vincent and stuff, where he said, "I love a woman that can kick my ass." Stuff like that. Dude, I love that type of woman too. I ain't gonna lie, man. Ones that are like a little feisty, and also ones that can actually fight. Like, I guess UFC fighters who are women and stuff, and muscle mommies, of course. Oh yeah, and all types of stuff. But besides that, it was good. It was really, really good. Like, they were really going at it. I might have to watch a few more like highlights on that. But from what I could tell, man, the women did not even disappoint, not even one bit. Like, there were so many interesting spots. Even my most favorite one is like when Asuka, does a poison miss on Rhea Ripley. Wow. And then like the way that like Rhea Ripley sold that too, it was, I love it. I love it. Because I remember the first time I saw that, it was with, now this one's going to be a shocker for like, my, Ruthless Aggression fans, what I'm saying? Like, Tajiri, like, the first time I saw, like, someone do a poison mist was, like, Tajiri, where he would just, like, spray, like, a green mist on another person. That one was cool to see. And there was also that time that he also sprayed a black mist on a girl, which was kind of funny. Wait, what? Niraku? Oh, no, I'm talking about wrestling, Mom, not Inyuasha. But yeah, speaking of which, the poison, did like Naraku was doing like a lot of poison too, like especially when he had that miasma that like messed everything up. Like that going on, but he did that with Kikyo, right? You're talking about in wrestling that dude that used to. Yeah, Tajiri. Mm-hmm. Yes. But yeah, shout out to my mom. I might probably get on her one day, and I think she'll definitely talk about like a lot of stuff. We'll see. That's like up to her though. Like, I ain't gonna like, of course, like force my family or my friends to not join in if they really don't want to. But my mom is a great source of like information on like stuff like anime, and she's such a huge nerd with that. So it's like it would be nice to like at least introduce her to the podcast, and we can just like talk about some like really cool stuff, because like we do talk about it all the time, like off camera, of course, but it would be nice to just like get her insights on a few things too. Yeah, probably. But otherwise, yeah. Speaking of, what was that? Oh yeah, Tajiri. Yeah. Like that was like my first time when I saw Poison Mist was with Tajiri, because when he was doing that, it was just like really crazy to see. And then, like, when Asuka started to pull that off, too, like, much later, bro, I was like, this is cool. Especially for Asuka, especially with her character growth since, like, NXT, man. From when she was, like, a baddie that would be, like, out here, like, breaking your bones and stuff, to now just, like, she still does that, but she's, like, adding the poison mist to it. So, that was kind of cool. But, yeah, that one was pretty good. I think the baby faces, female wrestlers won. Was it okay? Bianca Belair, Becky Lynch, I think Alexa Bliss, Mia Yim, and Asuka. Yeah, because they were going against Bailey, Dakota Kai, Kairi Sane, and Rhea Ripley. Yeah. I got it right. I hope so. If I miss like a few wrestlers, just let me know. But I think that was it. And then like the main War Games was interesting. Like the Bloodline versus Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, the Brutes, and Kevin Owens was in it too. Wow, the storyline about that was insane. Like especially just with like the Bloodline too, because I want to mention this. So Jey Uso, the member of the Bloodline, who's also the Usos and stuff with, his twin brother, Jimmy Uso, of course, had some, like, suspicions about, like, Sami Zayn, especially when, Sami was first, the honorary Uso, like, when he was, like, first joining in, he had his, like, suspicions about, like, Sami Zayn doing some stuff, being all slimy and stuff. and just was trying to call that out a few times because there's the fact that he was acting all innocent when in reality he really wasn't. So it was that going on, and it was still going on in the Survivor Series War Game. But like, what I talk about here is like specifically where it's just like when they were calling out to see who was like coming in, how they do with War Games and stuff. One wrestler has to like come in every like 5 minutes to join in with like all that Bajasmos, but Bajasmos. I think that's the one's gonna be like going in as like a nice little meme, maybe. Bajasmos. Say that like 10 times, and we'll see how that works. Because besides that old Bajasmos, okay. I'm trying to remember, guys. Hold on. Jimmy Uso was getting called, and then Roman Reigns has to like stop. Well, he stopped him actually, and like told Sami Zayn to go instead. Now that one right there is also really good storytelling a little bit too, where he was just like, normally it would just be like the brother just helping out, but he said, you know what, you don't have to do that. Let's just let Sami Zayn do his thing. And man, the Brutes was on Jay, like they were looking at him like it was lunchtime, and yeah, he was getting beat up. But it was that was going on, and then some spots too, like the table was like in it. I think the Usos hit a 1D, which was cool to see. Solo Sakai did his thing too. He did the Oranagi on Drew McIntyre on the table, which was cool to see. Like, I feel like Solo Sakai is going to be like a big deal, like a big like deal, like being a muscle man and stuff. And probably would be like an iteration of like his uncle Umaga in some ways. Like, that would be sick. Dude, that would be sick. Like, of course, rest in peace to Umaga. Like, he was like the greatest of all time when it comes to like, scariness and just being a ferocious monster too, man. Like, dude, he was insane back in the day, man. Like, of course, like, harking back to like Ruthless Aggression era. I'm sure even the Ruthless Aggression era kids even remember him too. Like, I remember some of the great moments too, where like I think Umaga had like moments with John Cena most of the time, and I think a few others too. Like, Jeff Hardy. Him and Jeff Hardy had like so many great spots too. But I'm getting ahead of myself. I'll talk about that another time. But yeah, Solo Sikoa has a pretty good chance of like making it really big. So we'll see how that goes with that. But the ending part to it, now this is where it gets good. So the referee tries to count to the 1, 2, 3, but before he hit the 3 counts to try to end the match, Sami Zayn stops the referee from counting. Then, how are we doing time? Okay, we're doing okay. Then what ends up happening here is Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn stare at each other. They start to argue about certain things, whatever, and Kevin Owens is like saying, "You're gonna choose me. You're gonna choose them over me. You're gonna choose family over me." Just like start it all up, and I think he tried to like start something with Jey Uso, and then Sami Zayn hits him with a low blow. And then what makes it like really good is like he's trying. It looks like he was like having second thoughts of what he was, of whether or not he was doing the right thing. He goes over to Roman Reigns to, I guess, like get some reassurance of if he's doing the right thing or whatnot, or if he wants to finish it. Roman Reigns nods him to like finish it. Sami Zayn then like heads to like the not top ropes. He heads to the turnbuckle, and then like hits Kevin Owens with the haluva kick to the face, and then like the visualization of like Sami Zayn holding his like former best friend was just visualization. It was so good because it harkens back to like so many times that they've like have this type of moment where their relationship has been on and off again, and even like in WWE it was like that too, where like in NXT Kevin Owens was the first to like betray him and have all that going on and stuff, and now it's like Sami Zayn's turn much later, and it was good. It was very good, and then it ends with like Sami Zayn offering Jey Uso to finish the match, and dude, it was so good, man. Like That's how you do storytelling, guys, especially in wrestling. Like, I'm sure there's like pretty like really good storytellings that are done a little bit better, but this one I would say just I don't know, Triple H, you we might need a little something about that too. You know what I'm saying? I might need that for like a few of my future stories, especially for my animations when it comes to like pro wrestling too. Like, let me get that little juice too, man. That little creative juice. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, right? But absolutely. It would be awesome to see that. And maybe maybe those like moments too would be a great idea for a sequel to Jess' dreams of becoming a pro wrestler. You know what I'm saying? Or hold on, guys. All right. Sorry about that, guys. My mom needed to talk to me about something, but anyways, besides that, yeah, it was really good, man. It really was. So, how are we doing with time here? Doing okay. 31 minutes. Okay. Got a few more things, so I won't try to go too much deep because like last time, Bing was running out because of disk. I don't know. Maybe I need to like free some things off my computer, maybe. But even then, I'm like, it's not supposed to be doing that. But whatever. What can you do as a content creator? But otherwise, where are we at? Filler arcs and anime. So I'm gonna briefly go on this because like it is what it is. Like filler arcs, it's a make or break. It depends on how they do it. Like the worst example is unfortunately, even though this is like my most favorite show of all time, Naruto, it suffers in the case of like the worst filler arcs in anime. Like some of it just like completely takes away from what is going on in the actual story, and sometimes it's just they do it way too long. They do it way too often, and then as a matter of fact, not only is that like not like the best filler arc that we ever had. Heck, as like the top one contender of all time that has the worst filler arcs of all time, and that is Dragon Ball Z, especially old school Dragon Ball Z back in the 90s when it was on Toonami. It was good, but oh boy, was there a lot of filler arcs that didn't really need to be there. Thank God for Kai, because you don't have to deal with all that. But anyways, those two are like not the best filler arcs. In my opinion, I would say the best filler arcs are technically Yu Hakusho because of like the training scenes, a few training scenes from other animes, and Bleach, especially when they did like that Halloween edition and then like that hell whatever situation going on. So that one is like my favorite. But anyways, that's it for the filler arcs. I'll talk about that another time. Also, I'm going to briefly talk about the best RPG games in my opinion. So, the RPG games I remember would be Mass Effect, The Witcher, Dragon Quest, and Skyrim. I'm sure there's a couple more that's like that's like, a little bit more interesting. But those are like a few that come to mind. Even like Telltale games too, like, The Walking Dead, to Borderlands, to what was it? Batman Telltale game, all that stuff. But the best RPG game that I've ever played is Skyrim. And the reason why I would say that's, in my opinion, the best RPG game is because, one, I might be slightly little biased because like I actually played the game fully and all that other stuff. And then two, it's just like it was just interesting. There was a lot of stuff going on, lore with the Elder Scrolls series, to like references to like other like previous games too that of course I didn't play, but I kind of know from like lore, whatever, from online and stuff, to just a lot of like interesting things going on in the story, and Alduin being like the final boss to a lot of things, and it was good because then you also have like choices of whether or not you want to be part of the Empire or part of the rebellion and all that other stuff. So it was kind of cool. But yeah, in my opinion, it's Skyrim. Because yeah, you still have like choices of stuff that affects the game in some ways, but it depends. Whereas like, I would say the second best would be, technically speaking, Mass Effect. Even though I've never played the Mass Effect series ever, I do remember, people making like gameplays and playthroughs of it, and like the choices you make like depends on how the story goes, good or evil, and it's so good. I wish I could have played it, but it is what it is. But I do have the Witcher series, at least The Witcher 3, so I might go ahead and play that, see how it goes, because I've also heard that it's really good, and also I've seen the first Witcher game on Game 3 as well, so it was cool. But yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. I'll talk about that another time. Now I'm gonna go a little bit deep with the Red Pill Manosphere and a little bit with Ada Ross and Kanye West interview or Yay or whatever. And then another topic that I'll go a little bit more deep into would be Son Goku from Dragon Ball Z or Son Goku or Saiyuki, who will win, all that stuff. But okay, how are we doing with time? 35. Okay, we're doing good. But yeah, I'm gonna go pretty deep with a few things. So starting off with the Red Pill Manosphere. So at some point, yeah, this is embarrassing to say because right now I'm just like kind of mostly opposed to the Red Pill Manosphere type of stuff because most of the time they just spewing a lot of dumb stuff about like, oh, I hate women, insert this and that, and insert feminism, whatever. It's just like gone to that point where I'm just like, whatever. It's not the self-improvement that I thought it was. But sorry about that. Sorry, it came out of my mouth for some reason. Oh well, it is what it is. But yeah, I remember at some point, was it 2018 or 2018, 2019, I was trying to like improve on myself. I was on that self-developmental improvement type of stuff to like, get better over time as a person, and also all types of other stuff too. Working out and getting some money, I guess, stuff like that. But while that was happening, I came across, the Manosphere, Red Pill, all types of stuff, and to an extent, pickup artists to talk to girls, essentially. But when I was in it, I was just like trying to figure out what I needed to do in my life, and how to be a man because of like certain situations that was going on with my relationship that I will not go into further details on, but otherwise that was also part of it too. And yeah, it was a lot of that going on. And when I noticed that it started to get like really weird, when it started to like talk about like misogyny, sometimes just like saying like, oh, if you do not follow this code or that one or the pill, red, black or whatever, then you're a beta cuck or what types of stuff. I'm like, it got really weird. So I was like, I don't know, like a true alpha male or whatnot would not go around saying that they are. They just are. When in reality they're just men who are confident in themselves, really, and they don't need a special name of it. And then apparently with that situation, since it was like a study that was like done with wolves, apparently that ended up being a bit falsified because it turns out when they were doing like the original test, they were really trying to figure out like who was like the alpha of the wolf pack or whatnot. It turns out it's actually the parents. The wolf parents. Both male and female wolves. Being the head of the pack and stuff like that. Like, it was just like equal partnership between two species, essentially. So it was like, who would have known that women can also be, a leader sometimes too. I feel like that's going to be completely taken out of context. But it is what it is, considering that, look, studies show this happens and that happens. So what everyone do with that information is what everyone do with that information. Just understand that it is 100% factual. And if you want any more proof, maybe research that yourself. I don't know. I just like kind of started thinking, kind of makes sense a little bit, I guess. I don't know. I was young and impressionable, so it was just a lot going on with that. But yeah, I remember afterwards, I just kind of left that whole situation and all types of stuff. It was just not helpful afterwards, but it is what it is. It did taught me that you should at least be confident in yourself, and you should at least take care of your appearance and take care of your finances and all types of cool stuff. So like with that, I do appreciate that, but with anything else like bashing another person, you know, including women, LGBTQ, and all types of stuff like that, I don't buy into it quite that much because like you know if you're mocking another person, that's when I'm like, that's weird. Like, I can understand probably making like some few jokes, whatever. Like, it is what it is. But if it gets to a point where it's just like you're completely mocking them, like condescendingly, and just being an asshole, then yeah, what the hell, dude? Chill out. But otherwise, yeah, that's my experience from the Red Pill Manosphere. I don't really recommend a young man to really delve into that too much, or just really, here's what you guys really should really be doing instead. Just like focus on yourself. Focus on like building up like a really strong friendship with people and with women and stuff. Please do not treat them like objects. All right, like it's it would just be nice just talk to them like a normal person. And if she's not going to like you because of the fact that you're treating her with decency or what the heck ever, maybe just leave that person alone. Because most other girls would prefer to just be treated like a normal person, like a normal human being, and just be treated with some dignity and respect. At least like something like that, decency, like the bare minimum. Just treating them you know, like a person, not a sex object or whatever. Like, don't do that. Very bad idea. And on top of that, just if you need any type of help, of course, like there's always help for that. Especially if you're going through like some mental health issues. Like again, everyone's mental health matters. It does not matter if you are a man, woman, whatever thing, child, or whatever, because you know we all go through stuff in life, and we just need like an outlet where it's just like it's okay to feel like, man, this sucks, and just being able to just like freely express that with someone that we trust, and we yeah, just like someone that we trust and someone that we care about, and someone that is not gonna like put us down even when we're going through a lot of crap in life. You know what I'm saying? Like mental health matters, man. Like it really, really does. Because like unfortunately, there's been a lot of people that have like lost their lives to it. Heck, even more recently, and this is really sad to like talk about this, but Jason, the guy that played as Tommy from Power Rangers, unfortunately unalived himself, man. It's it still sucks, man, because it's like you know Tommy, man, he was our childhood hero growing up, and he really just like showed that it's cool to be a hero, but also just like cool to just like treat people with decency too. You know what I'm saying? Like especially how he got the girl and stuff like that. But even then, it's just like outside of it, he was such a wonderful human being, and it really fucking sucks that he's no longer here, man. Like it really does. And then I also saw too that there were some people that were making fun of his dad. Like, oh no, fuck those guys. Like those guys are pieces of shit for that. For the fact that they said some like things like, oh yeah, he worked too hard. Like, no, 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 fuck you for that. Fuck you for that. Like seriously, you're making fun of a dead person who just like went through like real life mental health issues that unfortunately took his freaking life. Fuck no. Like those guys are pieces of crap, man. Like here in the Shizman Nation, we do not tolerate that type of disrespect to anybody, including someone that has unfortunately taken their lives because of a lot of shit that was going on. Like, no, fuck that. Like, it's messed up. Like, for real, like that disrespecting the dad, man. Like, don't do that. Very bad idea, man. Like, especially someone that went through a mental health issue too. Like, hell no, man. But anyways, like, yeah, it sucks. And that's why it's just very, 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 very important to make sure that you take care of your mental health as much as it is important to take care of your physical health. Because if that's not being taken care of, or it's just like you don't have like a strong outlet for that, it gets tough, man. It really does. So prayers go out to everyone that's going through the problems in life. I really hope that you guys really do get the help you guys deserve. And just like, if you guys need any love, any support, please just let me know. Because like, I want to be able to, again, like, make a community where it's just like we're free to like express however we want to express ourselves. And just like, especially when it comes to mental health, like, I just want to make sure that people are good. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see what happens, man. But prayers go out to them, and rest in peace to David. Jason, aka Tommy. Like, he was gone way too soon, and yeah, man. Power Rangers for life, man. Actually, I'm gonna need a break real quick. Alright, back. So sorry, guys. I had to get some drink real quick and needed a bit of a mental break there. But anyways, that's it for my experience from the Redpill Manosphere. Again, your mental health is always going to be important. So if you guys need help, there are resources out there that are going to help you and stuff. And at the same time, just remember, take care of yourself, okay? Please do. Anyways, and also love yourself too. Anyways, let's get back to the topic here. Adin Ross and Kanye West interview, or yay, or whatever. I don't know about that one. I feel like that one is gonna be okay, I guess. The reason I'm saying that is because, like, Kanye West, as a controversial person, and so many other things he has been like saying too, that I'm not gonna get into, like, on this episode, or probably another time. But otherwise, yeah, just said some really dumb stuff, anti-Semitic, whatever. I don't know. I feel like that guy's been off his rockers for a very long time, so I don't know. I think if I was Adin Ross, I would have to tread very, very carefully, like very, very carefully, and I don't know. Just maybe next time, just don't be out here interviewing controversial people at all. But that's just my opinion. Otherwise, it is what it is. We'll see how that goes. I'm obviously not going to be watching that tobacco or tomatoes or whatever. It is what it is. But that's my opinion on that. We'll see what happens. Maybe it'll be good. Maybe it'll be freaking horrible. But we'll just have to see. But I'm sure as hell not watching that. So if you guys want to check that one out, do it yourselves. But otherwise, whatever. Anime girls. Okay, so so this one's gonna be a little tough to say because it's like it depends on how it goes. Now, people have made some valid criticisms that there are like girls in anime that are like younger and stuff, and it is very problematic. And like, I don't know what to say about that other than like, on one hand, I do agree that it is a valid point, and we need to be a little careful, especially as animators or manga writers and stuff, that we be careful with that a little bit. Even though, again, the whole point is that it is actually more aimed towards younger men of a similar age, like teenage years, whatever. Think about sex, fun stuff. I don't know, just something like that. But yeah, it just depends. But yeah, we'll see. Because even in my teenage years too, it's like it was a little weird. But growing up, I was watching cartoons and stuff, and I've had like variety of crushes of characters that are teenagers, and even the similar age as me as well, which was kind of cool to see sometimes. And yeah, I've had some like really fun fantasies of like how it would be like if I was a hero and they were my girlfriends and stuff like that. And yeah, I guess so. But otherwise, yeah, I mean, on one hand it's weird, but on the other hand it's just like it really just it really just depends. So we'll see. And especially with like My Hero Academia, Demon Slayer, especially with Nezuko, and all types of other stuff. Um, all I'm gonna say is like, feel free to like whatever you want to like, but as long as it's not really an actual depiction of like an actual child, like, you know, someone that's like literally a kid, then yeah, having feelings or whatever sensations for that, you know, cupcake, yeah, nope, nope, absolutely no, not at all. Especially if you are 30 years old and over, and you have whatever feelings for essentially a child. No. Get your fucking life together, dude. But otherwise, if it's like any other characters too, you know, we'll see. It just depends on like the age demographics and stuff like that. So, again, feel free to like whatever you like. It's really up to you. Just as long as, again, they are not literal children, okay? Like, that's all I'm saying. Anyways, that's all I'm saying about that. Like, I think I already made my point on that, but we'll see. I might talk about that another day when I have, like, a little bit more clarification on that, but we'll see. Anyways, let's go ahead and go a little deep into another topic here with Son Goku from Dragon Ball Z and Son Goku from Saiyuki. So, in case everyone doesn't know Saiyuki, it is essentially the... Hold on. Do you guys remember Journey to West? I'm sure you guys kind of remember that. So, essentially, Saiyuki is the anime adaptation of Journey to West. So, it follows pretty much the story, you know, with the mage, the boar, the pig, and also the monkey god, who just so happens to be Son Goku in the Saiyuki series, which is also a Japanese translation to Son Wukong. So it's essentially the same character here that we're dealing with. But I'm sure everyone knows who Goku is, you know, like the Son Goku from Dragon Ball Z. So I don't think I need to pull up any image necessarily. I think he's also, on the image here somewhere. I think, I don't know, somewhere right here, somewhere here. But I guess like you guys, I guess, want to see Goku, like, you, I don't know. I'll just do it real quick. Give me a second. So yeah, so this one is, you know, Goku, the one that we know of course. Know what I'm saying? Like, the boy, the greatest of all time, of course. And then there's also Son Goku from Saiyuki, from, you know, the Saiyuki series, and he's obviously completely different and all that kind of stuff, and maybe non-binary in some cases, but I don't know. I just kind of just go with he. But otherwise, that's the version of Son Goku from the Saiyuki series. He also has like a demon form, which is like reminiscent of, you know, him being like the monkey god or whatnot. I think here's a picture. So here's a few pictures here of the existing ones. So it's like, yeah, so whenever he becomes like a demon or whatnot, he's basically Son Goku. Or sorry, he's basically Son Wukong, essentially. And the question I asked too was, who will win in the fight between those particular characters? And honestly, I might honestly have to go with Son Goku from Saiyuki. And the reason why I say that is because he does have a lot of abilities, including the fact that he can turn into a demon, which is very, very strong. And if you guys still remember from Journey to West that, you know, how Son Wukong is bustedly strong, like, I mean, insanely strong for a monkey, especially a monkey god, then, yeah, if Son Goku from the Saiyuki series is basically the same exact character, you know, from the Journey to West, then most likely he will beat Goku from Dragon Ball Z, and probably even solo him. Unfortunately, look. I understand that I might end up like stirring a whole pot or whatever, but again, if you understand like the journey to the West and you understand like characters and stuff and how they're strong and stuff, again, let's just keep it real. Son Wukong or Son Goku, whatever from Saiyuki, same character, like what's it called, like All Out. He was still solo DBZ Goku, even if he doesn't have to go demon mode necessarily. And don't get me wrong, Goku is bustingly strong too, especially in the Dragon Ball series, when he was a kid to when he was growing up to when he became a Super Saiyan and then Ultra Instinct. Like, that is still bustingly strong. That is still strong. But again, Son Goku from Saiyuki, who is basically Son Wukong himself, is still bustingly strong if you also know about Journey to the West. So I'm just gonna leave it there. But otherwise, yeah, Son Goku from Saiyuki will pretty much beat Son Goku from Dragon Ball Z. And also, fun fact, this was an inspiration because my mom and her good friend Andre, shout out to him, who's also one of my also good friends that recommends like so many great old school animes. Like, shout out to Dre. But they always had like some like funny arguments about like who will win, and like sometimes they will be like, "What you mean that Son Goku from Saiyuki will beat Son Goku from Dragon Ball Z?" and gets his opinion on that. Like, we'll see. Maybe I might get him on to Weeb Talk episode and we can discuss about that. That'd be kind of cool. Let me know. But otherwise, yeah, I will still say Saiyuki. Oh, sorry, from. Son Goku from Saiyuki will be Son Goku from Dragon Ball Z, and we're just going to leave it there. If you guys want me to delve into it a little bit more, I will do that in a separate episode. But otherwise, my opinion, Son Goku from Saiyuki, solos, Son Goku from Dragon Ball Z, and that's final. And if you guys have any good counterpoints, let me know in the comments. Please be respectful, and all that other stuff. Now, we're doing time. Alright, we can end this a little bit. But, okay, here we go. So, anime being mainstreamed and its overall effect on media and the entertainment world. So, this will be the end topic here. So, this will be the final topic I'll be talking about. And that is, of course, anime being mainstream. So, for a long time, anime has not reached, like, the mainstream for whatever reason sometimes. Maybe because, like, it was still in Japan. There was some OVAs that was there for like blockbuster days and stuff, and heck, even back then too, like from the 1980s and the 1990s or whatever, it was not a cool thing to be a nerd. Like, it really wasn't. It was just like, I guess like the cool thing back then was like sports and just stuff like that, which, hey, it's still cool and all, but stuff like nerd stuff was just as interesting. But I guess back then it was just like, it wasn't a cool thing to be a nerd, and yeah, it was just silly, man, where they would just like bully you on that. And then there was even that one point too where if you was a nerd or you was into like stuff that was like quote unquote weird, like computers or anime or Dungeons and Dragons or stuff like that, you were considered gay too. And I was like thinking to myself, that is literally the most dumbest point ever. No, being a nerd or being like that does not have to determine your sexuality. That person themselves, well, it depends, like, if it's like inherited or not, but it really doesn't matter. If you love something, you love something, alright? Like, being gay is on a different level, okay? Like, again, it's okay to be liking whatever you want to like. Seriously, like, do what you gotta do, but like, you're a nerd, so you're gay. Like, no, that's so dumb. Like, obviously, no, that's not how being gay works. All right, like, whatever. It's just like, I just kind of find it like so silly when they say that. I'm just like, no, that's not how it works at all. Like, at all. Because you know what determines sexuality? The person themselves. Like, if they like a certain person and they're, a guy, girl, that's interested, the same, different, or whatever, then cool. But, being a nerd is completely different because you're into like stuff like that's like quote unquote weird and you know stuff like that. And that doesn't have to necessarily determine your sexuality at all. Even though there's like really some hot babes and hot guys there or whatever. It's like it's cool to see that, but it's just, you know, it's its own thing. But otherwise, yeah, I'm just glad that, you know, anime right now is being mainstreamed, and it's really cool to be, you know, a nerd and just do your thing. And, you know, for the upcoming one nerds that's like, you know, up and coming and doing their thing and stuff, like continue to do a lot of cool things. Like, I don't know, like if you want to like start making your own animation studios, or want to create something cool with like gadgets, with technology and stuff, do that. Because you know what? This is a great thing about being a nerd now. It's just like you get to do whatever. And then like the overall main effect that the anime has on media and the entertainment world has been pretty tremendous, because it's just like there's more marketing going on. People are actually liking it, and you know it's has its own niche to it, where it's just like you are able to like what you want to like, and you know make some really great content out of it. Heck, RDC World 1, King Vader, Heavenly Controller, Corey Kenshin, all them, like they made a like they have made their careers off of anime, and they have been striving for a very long time. And big old shout out to those guys, because they've been killing it for a very long time. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, just like anime in general has like had such a big impact on my life, and I want to continue to talk about this for as long as I'm here, and you know doing my thing, because there's a reason why Weeb Talk, you know, exists, is because I'm into weird nerdy stuff. So if I wasn't, I would probably be doing something else, probably obsessed about sports, I guess. But either way, it's like anime is awesome. I'm glad that it's being mainstream right now. I'm glad that being a nerd is not considered, you know, a weird thing, and just all types of good stuff, man. Like, I love that anime is, you know, being recognized in the public, instead of like you having to hide the fact that you like certain things from, like, you know, your friends, you know, like hiding like OVA of your favorite show like Sailor Moon or Dragon Ball Z or whatnot, just like hiding that from them, to now just streaming it and just watching it in the comfort of your own place, whether you're watching it by yourself, with a friend, or heck, even with your boo thing too. You know, your real life, you know, 3D waifus or whatever. You know, I'm just saying, like, your little partner. You know what I'm saying? But otherwise, yeah, just it's great that anime is getting its well recognizable deserved. Well, it's being how should I say this? Sorry, guys. It is deservingly recognized for what it is, and it's great. And you know, cartoon is still like pretty good too. It's just like, you know, Japanese animation has finally like caught up with like the entertainment world of like TV and movies, MCUs, and all that stuff. It's great to see that. But yeah, I will continue to talk about a lot of cool anime topics, especially here on the Weeb Talk episode. And maybe I'll even invite some well-known people that are like into this type of niche, and we just like talk about so many topics here. Like we just like go deep into this, you know what I'm saying? Like how I just went deep into a few topics here on tonight's episode of Weeb Talk, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, anyways, I think that's all I got to say. How are we doing with time? Okay, we're doing okay. So it's an hour 4 instead of like the hour and 30, like how it was, and then just completely just like messes things up, like, you know, the disc and all that. Like, I hate when that happens. But what can you do? I'm being a full-time content creator, and you know, there's a lot of stuff that might happen, so it is what it is. But otherwise, yeah, I've had a pretty good time talking about this episode of Weeb Talk. Really great topics here, and if you guys have any fun topics that we could talk about, from like animes to video games to even like lores, you know what I'm saying, like Legend of Zelda, to I know I don't want to really talk about it sometimes, but Kingdom Hearts, like we can talk about that too, and yeah, we could just have a discussion on which character can beat whoever, and just stuff like that. You know, death battles and just cool stuff like that. And maybe next time I'll do like a horror special where we can talk about like horror genres and the classics with Jason Voorhees, Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger, to all types of stuff like that. Like at this point, we can literally talk about anything that is like interesting, especially in the entertainment world. So like, if you guys have any questions on that, just let me know. Otherwise, I'm about to go ahead and call this night, and I'm gonna see you guys later. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Weeb Talk, and yeah, that's all I can kind of say. A little bit. Hold on a second. Hold on. Wait. But yeah, like always, stay peaceful, stay amazing, stay awesome, stay being you, stay doing your thing. Keep in mind, take care of your mental health, take care of yourself as best as possible, take care of your folks, love yourself, love thy neighbors, love the universe, or anything, alright? Because there's a lot of hate, but we cannot add the flames too much with hate. We combat that with love, baby. Especially if you want to kiss your homies goodnight. Like, we need to normalize that. Like, for reals, kiss your homies goodnight. I mean, for reals. Like, heck, even if you want to hug your homies, do that too. Like, at this point, come on now. We need a little love around here. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Like, oh, even kiss my homies goodnight. Like, I'll get to that another time. But yeah. Anyways, like I said, stay peaceful, stay amazing, stay awesome, stay being you, and that's all I can say. And like always, peace, love, and positivity to all, and I will see you guys later in another episode of Weeb Talk. I'll see you guys later, and I'll see you another day, another night, another year, maybe, and yeah, I'll see you guys later. Peace. Bye.